Spectrum. There is a super soft tyre available. We do not have it, so I guess of the 4 tyres, these are actually across the middle of the range. If you think it through, it's not a high tyre degradation circuit. Generally, it's just too slippery. Hauger, though, absolutely flat out through the famous left-hander, and then patience needs to be the order of the day through that final bus stop chicane. You can finish your lap right at the last by being outside track limits through the exit. Hauger hitting a 2:02.9, a decent performance with the track as it is, and the first meaningful lap, really, of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit in a Formula 2 car this weekend. On the exit of turn 4. I'm glad he didn't say glad to be talked around by former 19th place finisher in the GP3 series.
Honestly.
It's a critical factor to setting up the car here, very much a balance between downforce and drag at Spa.
Yellow flag out in the middle part of the lap. And there you go. You've got the car round of Villa Gomez in the Van Amersfoort car, and it's a big one. It's a big one for the driver from Mexico, and he brings out the red flag. Everyone, there's not a lot of times been...
Woods, doesn't it, off the exit curve of Malmedy there for Villa Gomez. Good to see him hop out of that one. But exit of the Lecomte chicane, high and wide onto the outside curve of Malmedy, picks the rear tyres up off the floor and straight spin inwards, which is why that tyre barrier is there.
Off the curb, into the wall, work to do for the 12 operational staff who can physically work on the car. And
in the championship, having taken a win earlier on in the year back at the feature race in Jeddah.
Turn it up, Ollie. Alex Brundle's terrific. There he is, watching a few moments ago on the mobile.
It's obviously on a delay because he's not shaking his head yet. Speed apex is, and that is something that really is difficult to do, especially in an aerodynamically dominated racing car. You've got to keep the attitude of the car perfect in order to have the maximum grip and downforce as you turn through those fast corners, but you've also got to make the car do aggressive things on track. So
the track's been around so long that there are multiple names for the same corner. And then you go to some racetracks that we visit, and it's turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. But Pif Paf chicane, sometimes the Fanges chicane, as O'Sullivan goes to the top of the timing page for a second. He's replaced by his teammate Victor Martins.
Turned up finally to the year. He had a really difficult beginning to this season. We were touting him potentially as a championship victor when we came in at the beginning of...
Show you that is Oliver Bearman, F1 bound for 2025, 14th in the point standings with 1 win so far this year. You couldn't have got me to bet a pound on that being the case, that he'd be outside of the top 10.
Talk about Oliver Bearman in this series, and everybody would always say, yeah, okay, Ollie was withdrawn in a couple of races at the beginning of the year. They chucked him in the Ferrari. Let's give him maximum points for that weekend. He arrives still only at the back end of the top 10 of the Formula 2 Championship. Then he turns up with a win through the Red Bull Ring weekend, and has been delivering pace. But for Bearman this year, it's just not worked out in the same way as it hasn't for Victor Martins.
Legal lap time to go to first. There's the champion of the second tier in 2009. Thumbs up for us from Nico Hulkenberg. Yeah, and it's intriguing with who Haas have placed alongside Ollie Bearman. If you think of Fred Vasseur, who had an involvement with the ART team. Esteban Ocon was a GP3 champion for ART. They've watched him for a long time, and they're considering who to place. Well, not place because they don't get a say, but there would be conversations with who's going to be Bearman's teammate. I think he's got a fine benchmark in a Grand Prix winner there. That is a driver that, and I know there's always chat about Esteban Ocon and the teammates. But
oh, and it's a real stack up ahead of the Invicta as he makes his way down to the final chicane. I hope we don't see that in qualifying. They've got enough track to use, for goodness sake.
Yeah, longest of the year, and yet everyone parked up in the final sector.
Makes his way through the final corner, up to 4th for him. Victor Martins in the sister car manages to make it to the top spot. So a decent run for Martins so far. Antonelli's still strong, isn't he? In 3rd position in the Prema.
Goes across. Maloney had a great first sector. Time fell away in the final part of the lap. Aaron moves up to 4th as he goes over the line. Miney who won his first race in Formula 2 back in Budapest. Moves up to 15th, and Oliver Bearman collecting it on that exit or onto the gravel, gets it together, and thankfully for his team and him, finds himself powering through. This is the view of Gabriel Bortoleto. Traffic everywhere, to borrow from a former Formula 2 winner around this circuit. A traffic paradise.
It really is. Down the outside, then has to find his way through the inside. Oh, Miney, even worse.
That's too far. That's too far.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching these F2 practice highlights for Belgium Spa-Francorchamps. Leave me a like video down in the comments below. I do loads of other kind of similar stuff, so if you want to subscribe and kind of keep up to date with my channel, that'd be great to hit 2,000 subscribers. So yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe. Peace.